Okay, so this will be a short one, but I have to put it in because it's just so funny. Okay, so what I'm gonna talk about is the chiator. Okay, other name is known as Subway. Okay, so on the subway, there's a lot of older people, and I am as white as snow. Okay, not as white as snow, but I am white. So a lot of the older people aren't exactly used to white people, or at least foreigners, or I'm not really sure about other foreigners, but I've definitely noticed that 아저씨s, which means like an older man, or 할아버지's, an older, I guess you call it grandpa, they will stare. And not just like little stare, but like major stare. Like you will sit there and be like, just like, you look up and you look at the guy and you're like, what are you looking at? And you know how like you kind of expect someone to just stop looking at you. Like you look at them and they're like, oh, whoops, I shouldn't be staring at you. No, 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 no. These ajishis and ajumas too, so older women, they will continue to stare at me. Continue, like not stop, non-stop. And I'll be like, should I make a face? Like that or something, but I don't because it's kind of disrespectful, but I'm thinking about it. Anyway, so that's like Seattle experience, subway experience. Um, it's really funny. So actually, like the first time I came to Korea, it was like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 days in. It was my birthday, August 29th. Woot, woot. And so 2, 3 days in. And so me and my friend decided we're going to go to Gangnam, like Gangnam style. And we wanted to check it out. Plus we were going to meet one of my friends that I had met in Canada. And so we get on the subway and we literally got lost for 4 hours because we couldn't figure out the subway system. I should have been able to, but we were so tired. And well, I was the city girl, so I should have known, but whatever. Anyway, so while we were on the subway, I'm sitting down and really nervous, and oh my goodness, so this like ajashi came up and started making inappropriate kind of gestures toward me. And so I'm trying really hard not to laugh, and I'm looking over at my friend being like, what should I do? What should I do? Like, am I going crazy? Thankfully, he stopped because his friend was like, what are you doing? And like kind of hit him. But I was very grateful. So, but just to let you know, this doesn't happen to everybody, and most foreigners haven't experienced it. So I was just that random 1 in a million people. Like when I told my Korean guy friends, they're like, what? That's so weird. So don't think that's gonna happen everywhere, because it won't. And then actually on that same night though, we had another experience. Like, okay, this don't forget, like our third night in Seoul. And so on our way back home from Gangnam, we finally made it. We were on the Seattle, the subway, and so I'm sitting like here and my friend is sitting here, and then suddenly this like guy comes in, young guy, like around our age, so I'm 21 now. I think Korean has different ages, so now I'm so confused at my age. Anyway, so he came and sat down beside me, and he's kind of like in and out, so I thought, oh, he's probably studying, he's kind of tired. A lot of the people on the subway had fallen asleep because it was like 12 o'clock at night. So I was like, okay, whatever. And so I'm just sitting there minding my own business, and then suddenly he puts his arm around me, and I'm like, what? Is this normal in Seoul? And I'm just like, okay, whatever, kind of moving a little bit, like what? And I kind of like look over the guy, and there's like this ajashi sitting there. And I kind of look at him like, is this normal? I don't know. And the guy kind of just went, like, okay, whatever. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's drunk. Okay, I get it. Oh, right, he's drunk. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And so we keep going, and then suddenly, I don't know if you've ever seen this in a Korean drama, but like Korean boys will like put their hand on a girl's shoulder like this, and then like try to get her to move her head so that she like puts her cheek into his finger. So he like did that to my friend on her shoulder. So he put his hand on her shoulder like this, and then she moved over and, you know, he poked her cheek, and she like kind of freaked. Like, I don't blame her, because some random drunk guy. And then thankfully the ajashi quickly turned to him and like smacked him and said, "I'm ma," which means like, hey, like kind of getting mad. It's kind of a swear word, actually. I shouldn't say that. Anyway, but he did that, and as soon as he did that, the like drunk guy got up and like left, and we were just looking over at the attaché and we're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. So that was our first experience on the Seattle, on the subway, and you know, like I said, we got lost for 4 hours. But yeah, it was such a funny story. And like I said though, this doesn't happen like ever. I've been here for like 6 months now, and that's the only time it has ever happened. And it was the 3rd day in. Otherwise, people in the subway are really nice. Like, I remember one time what are they called? The TV stopped working, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have no idea where I am. I'm completely stuck and crowded with all these people, and I have no idea where I am. And so I'm like ready to cry because it's kind of nighttime. And so I kind of figured out, well, someone pointed out to me, like if I looked out the window, I could see where I was, and I was like, oh, okay, I know where I am now. And then later on, I'm trying to like figure out which door to go out of, and they like totally helped me to get out of the door, and yeah, I was really grateful. Yeah, so don't be afraid to take the subway. Actually, Korea has one of the best subways in the world, and besides what you think and what TV tells you, Seoul is really safe. So, and even the subways are really safe. So, that was just one of my funny stories. I hope you enjoy. So if you have any comments, questions, just, you know, put them on the bottom. Have you ever had strange experiences in subways or on transit systems in other countries? Let me know and subscribe.